I really love what she's done there, and I'm a big fan of all of this. I'm going to stop talking because I'm getting way too excited. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me for another reaction video. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and then you're good to go with all the alerts you need, and that'll help me out a bunch, and that is a win-win. Now, interesting one today. I did a reaction to a band called Unlucky Morpheus a while ago. I got a bunch of requests to say, please take a look at another group, another all-female band out of Japan called Doll Boxx, and I was like, say no more, I'm in. With the amounts of good music I've heard coming out of Japan, particularly from female bands or female fronted bands, I was like, I gotta do this. The first song that I saw, I think, was Monopoly, so we're gonna do that one. But interestingly enough, I put it in the plan, and then just before setting up to do the reaction today, I did a quick Google search just to see if there was anything I should know. Turns out the reason that they put it on the Unlucky Morpheus thread is because the singer Fuki, that's her band too, so this is her side project. And artists get a lot of flack from fans and negative energy saying, oh, you know, don't do that when you should be doing this, and why are you putting energy into something else when my favorite band is your main thing? And I get it, but sometimes artists need multiple creative outlets. They're not able to get all the kind of music that's in them through one band, and in certain instances they need a second or third side project, and obviously you can't go crazy with it, but I think if you're making the time for the touring and the recording, and that is kind of your life, music then becomes your life, why not? I'm all for it. So I think it's the first time we're doing a side project band on the channel. Can't wait. Doll Boxx, Monopoly, let's see what you got. Wow, okay. I like, okay, wow, going back, have to go back. I didn't expect, I'm going to go back one more just to kind of get the full picture, but I didn't expect it to start like that. I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't that. That nice piano run in, and then the kind of those dreamy chords, those strings, if you will, that were played over the top. And they could be kind of synth generated, or they could be actual strings, I'm not sure. But it was just this massive contrast to set up the melody, right? So her vocals were kind of the primary focus. You had that very fiddly, even after the run, very fiddly piano work going through the chord progression, but you had those kind of dreamy strings sitting on top. And when they kicked in with the band, what a groove. That is such a nice groove. I can't place exactly why I love it so much, but it's awesome. It's awesome. Slapping. Double bass. Okay, shoo. So much to talk about. I love when drummers sing. It's actually so much more common than people realize. I think there's a lot of drummers that sing. At least I've encountered quite a few. And some instances where they're the main vocal, which is interesting when you're kind of setting up on stage and where that person sits in front and center and all those kind of things. But it's very difficult to do because they're putting out an enormous amounts of energy, physical energy playing drums, and to be able to keep that consistency and stamina without your voice kind of wobbling, I think is incredible. She's got a pretty good voice too, so that's also awesome. I was just about to say that there's vocal layering, and now I know where it's coming from. It's coming from the drummer. So very, very interested to see where they go from here. But if you can't tell, yeah, I'm a big fan. They sound so good together. Okay, I figured it out. I figured out why I like this so much. Going back. So two things. First thing, guitar. I'm hearing a lead guitar and a rhythm guitar. And I'm only seeing one guitarist, unless I'm missing something. So how do they do that live? Is there a guest guitarist that plays with them? Do they strip it back and make it work just with one guitarist? Backing tracks. There's a number of ways you can do that, and in some instances it could just be that maybe they were changing out members at the time and there wasn't someone who had joined yet for the music video. There's a number of reasons why that could be, but very interested to see how they do that and why they did that, because I've been in that same situation before. Reason I like the melody so much, I'm so happy I figured this out, it's her gallops that she's doing with her feet, because you've got this offbeat kind of, it's on the end, it's not on the count itself, which is what the rest of the band's doing, what the vocals are doing, even the lead work. But she's doing gallops that she's doing 2 gallops and then 3 gallops, but she's squeezing, on the second rotation, she's squeezing the extra gallop before instead of adding it onto the end, which would make it like a continuous thing. And that's really nice. So she's going, and I really like the idea that she didn't opt in to go into a continuous double bass piece that went into the next loop, because that's just so overdone sometimes. And it's almost the easier route out. So I really love what she's done there. And I'm a big fan of all of this. I'm going to stop talking because I'm getting way too excited. Video is fire as well. Listen to the work that the bass is doing there, because the obvious things that stand out to people quite frequently is the higher frequencies, right? Because they're sharper, they cut through more. Bass is something you normally feel, and of course you hear it too, but listen to what the bass guitar is doing. There's a lot of fiddly work that she's doing, and some of it ends up going a bit jazzy. I don't want to say it goes out of the key they're playing, but it ends up playing notes you wouldn't expect, and it adds real character to the piece. I think it's amazing. They've got such different personalities in their vocals. They sound phenomenal together. Another thing to notice, I'm trying to, whenever I pause, I try and pause at the end of a bar because that it feels interrupted, and I don't think I got it quite right there, so apologies. But the keys, I haven't spoken about the keys yet. Just really, really purposeful playing when it's necessary, playing what is necessary, and not just because you have a keys player that you use in one part of the song. I really like how she's led us into the song, and I really like how she's taking a more rhythm section in parts that are a little bit more intricate, and other instruments are having their time to shine. Very cool. Yeah, there's one guitarist. listen to the vocals that have been pushed further back in the mix. You do that adding spatial effects. Sometimes standing a bit further back from the mic helps, but anything to create the sound of it being in a bigger room will help it push it further back. You almost takes, it's not clarity, but if you can upweight the effect versus the actual audio, then you have a greater use of that. So I like that. Now you can, and I also like that they pulled it back a bit. The song's so full on, and it's sitting between that faster up tempo and a bit of a half timing pre-chorus that builds into it. So this is like some nice relief from that. I think it's beautiful, actually. Bass is killing me. Yeah. The guitarist is actually adding some lead work onto the keys, but they're doing it in a way that blends it really well, so you can't tell if it's her other hand hitting higher notes, but the guitar's definitely doing some backup work there. Going back just a little bit because I think that's really cool. Oh, it's still going. Oh, cool. That's cool, man. When you create themes with your music videos as well, when you can give them more life than just one video, it also helps the artist a bit to create, to stretch an idea. I don't know if you can tell, but I really enjoyed that. That was so cool. So cool. What a great way to start the day. That was awesome. I am going to say that to me there is no real comparison between what's happening in Unlucky Morpheus and in Doll Boxx, because, well, it's just two very, 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 they are similar characteristics, but two very unique and different sounds. And I am a massive fan of this. Having heard all this great music to come out of Japan, and I'm sure I've only just scratched the surface, there's so much more, but having heard all this great music, whenever someone suggests another band, I keep thinking to myself, is this the point where I'm going to get an okay one? Not necessarily a bad group, but an okay group. Is this the point where it kind of dips off a little bit and we've found all the gold we can? But no, the answer is no. It's they keep on delivering. I saw a lot of comments saying that the singer's in quite high demand, and she's actually quite influential and quite a big name in the industry. And I get it. I see why. But she seems to align herself perfectly with bands that complement her vocals, that complement her sound. And for me, controversial opinion, I think she's challenging for one of the best voices that I've heard coming out of there, because it's not just about what notes she can hit and stuff, and trust me, she can hit them all, but she's got a really unique way of writing, and one of the key strengths of this, and it sounds a little bit cheesy, but knowing her limits. She knows when to push, when not to push, and she knows what her strengths and weaknesses are. I haven't heard the weakness, and that's because, well, she's not trying to do anything that exposes that. She's done an incredible job with this, with everything else. And I am, to say I'm going to be listening to more Doll Boxx, and when I say listening to more, I mean immediately after I hit stop here. Yeah, that's going to happen. So let me know which one you want next. I'm going to be doing a lot more of theirs. So thank you for that. Thank you for the recommendation, and thank you for helping me find another golden addition to my playlist. I appreciate you all. Until the next one, please be safe, be nice to each other, and have a damn good day.